Have you ever wondered what would happen if you stopped being overly nice to the wrong people? What if you stopped sacrificing your time, energy, and self-respect just to keep others happy? Would they still treat you the same way? Or would their true nature finally be exposed? If you ever felt drained from constantly pleasing others, then this video is for you. But before we dive in, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss more eye-opening content on personal growth and self-improvement. 1. The moment of truth. They reveal their true color. When you stop catering to the demands of people who take your kindness for granted, something interesting happens. They show you who they really are. Those who only valued you for what you could do for them will react with disappointment, irritation, or even anger. Why? Because your boundaries challenge their sense of entitlement. Think about all the times you've gone out of your way for someone, only to receive little to no appreciation in return. Maybe you were always the first one to offer help, the one who listened to their problems, or the one who dropped everything just to be there for them. But what happened when you needed something? Did they reciprocate, or did they suddenly become too busy? The truth is, many people in your life may have only been around because of what you could offer, not because they truly cared about you as a person. Once you decide to stop bending over backward for them, their real nature starts to surface. Some will guilt trip you, try to make you feel bad for setting boundaries. Others might lash out in frustration, accusing you of being selfish or unkind. But the reality is, you are not responsible for their expectations. You have every right to prioritize your own well-being. And in doing so, you separate those who truly appreciate you from those who merely tolerated you for their own benefit. This moment of truth is crucial. It's painful to realize that some people never valued you for who you are, but rather for what you could provide. However, it's also liberating because you finally see them for who they truly are. This knowledge allows you to focus on relationships that are built on mutual respect and genuine care instead of one-sided obligations. Additionally, you'll start noticing patterns in people's behavior that you may have ignored before. You may see how certain individuals react when they don't get what they want. Some will disappear entirely, proving they were never really invested in you as a person. Others will try to make amends, showing that they may have taken you for granted but do genuinely care. In either case, setting boundaries forces people to show their true intentions. As you grow more comfortable with prioritizing yourself, you'll learn to recognize red flags early on. You'll become more selective about who you invest your time in, ensuring that the relationships you maintain are built on mutual appreciation rather than expectation. Over time, your emotional well-being will improve as you surround yourself with people who respect and value you as much as you value them. 2. The loss of control. They no longer have power over you. For too long, being overly nice has kept you under the influence of people who rely on your compliance. But when you decide to put yourself first, they realize they've lost control over you. And that can be unsettling for them, not for you. By breaking free from their expectations, you reclaim your own choices, thoughts, and actions. One of the reasons people take advantage of kindness is because it gives them a sense of control. When someone knows you're always available, always saying yes, and always willing to accommodate their needs, they become comfortable with the idea of having that power over you. They assume you'll always be there, no matter how unfairly they treat you. But the moment you step back, their sense of control begins to crumble. Suddenly, they no longer have easy access to your time and energy. They may try to manipulate you into returning to your old ways, using guilt, passive aggressiveness, or even emotional blackmail. They might remind you of all the times you helped them in the past, making it seem like you owe them your continued support. However, you don't. Your kindness was never meant to be a currency for their convenience. When you remove yourself from their influence, you begin to feel a newfound sense of freedom. You no longer feel obligated to say yes when you really mean no. You start to value your own needs just as much as you valued others. This shift in mindset is empowering because it allows you to live life on your terms. No longer are you bound by the invisible chains of obligation that once held you back. It's important to recognize that this transition may not happen overnight. It takes time to break free from habits of people-pleasing and setting boundaries consistently. But the more you stand your ground, the more confident you'll become in asserting your own needs. Additionally, as you regain control over your life, you'll notice an increase in self-respect and confidence. You'll no longer feel weighed down by obligations that serve only others. Instead, you'll have more time to pursue your own goals, passions, and dreams. This newfound clarity will help you attract people who respect your choices rather than those who seek to control them. Of course, breaking free from people who once controlled you is not always easy. It might come with resistance, confrontation, or even the loss of certain relationships. But in the end, the people who truly respect and care for you will understand and support your decision. And those who don't, they were never meant to have a permanent place in your life anyway. By taking back your power, you set a standard for how you expect to be treated. You show the world that your kindness is a choice, not an obligation. And that is a powerful realization, one that will help you cultivate healthier, more fulfilling relationships moving forward. The more you practice standing up for yourself, the stronger and more independent you will become. Your worth is not defined by what you can do for others, but by who you are as a person. 3. Mental clarity, a shift in focus. People-pleasing creates a fog that clouds your judgment. When you constantly worry about how others perceive you, your mind is cluttered with unnecessary anxieties. The moment you stop seeking validation from the wrong people, that fog lifts. Your focus sharpens, and you gain the mental clarity needed to align with your true values and aspirations. The mental clutter that comes with people-pleasing is exhausting. It forces you into a constant state of self-surveillance, where every action is measured by how others might react. This habit drains your mental energy, leaving little room for genuine self-reflection. You become trapped in a cycle of second-guessing yourself, overanalyzing past interactions, and feeling anxious about future encounters. Instead of focusing on your own growth, you expend your energy on managing perceptions and appeasing others. When you step away from this pattern, a transformation begins. Your thoughts become clearer, and your decision-making improves. Without the noise of external validation dictating your actions, you can start evaluating situations based on your own principles. You begin to ask yourself different questions. What I truly want? Does this align with my values? Am I acting out of fear or authenticity? These shifts in perspective lead to better choices, stronger confidence, and a deeper understanding of yourself. Another benefit of mental clarity is the ability to recognize toxic patterns in relationships. People-pleasing often blinds you to manipulation and emotional exploitation. When you stop prioritizing the approval of others above your own well-being, you can see these dynamics for what they truly are. You develop a stronger sense of discernment, recognizing who genuinely supports you and who merely benefits from your self-sacrifice. This awareness allows you to build healthier relationships based on mutual respect rather than obligation or fear. Mental clarity also enhances creativity and productivity. When your mind is no longer bogged down with the weight of external expectations, you free up space for innovative thinking and problem-solving. You can pursue your passions with greater focus and enthusiasm, making meaningful progress in areas that truly matter to you. The mental energy that was once wasted on worrying about others' opinions is now available for personal and professional growth. Ultimately, reclaiming your mental clarity is an act of self-liberation. It allows you to approach life with a renewed sense of purpose, making decisions based on your true desires rather than external pressures. You move through life with greater ease, embracing authenticity over approval. In doing so, you cultivate a mindset that is both empowered and peaceful. 4. The power of self-respect. Every time you set a boundary, you send a message to yourself and to others that your needs matter. No longer do you shrink yourself for the comfort of others. With every act of self-assertion, your self-respect grows, and so does the way others perceive you. People who genuinely care about you will appreciate your newfound confidence, while those who thrived on your self-sacrifice will resist it. Self-respect is a foundation of a fulfilling and balanced life. It influences every decision you make, from the relationships you engage in to the goals you pursue. When you lack self-respect, you may find yourself settling for less than you deserve, whether in friendships, romantic relationships, or professional settings. You tolerate mistreatment, compromise your values, and prioritize the comfort of others over your own well-being. This not only diminishes your sense of self-worth, but also reinforces the belief that your needs are secondary. Setting boundaries is one of the most powerful ways to cultivate self-respect. Boundaries are not about shutting people out or being selfish. They are about defining what is acceptable and what is not. When you establish clear limits, you communicate that your time, energy, and emotions are valuable. This shift in mindset empowers you to say no without guilt and prioritize your well-being without feeling selfish. As you strengthen your self-respect, your relationships begin to change. Those who truly value and support you will respect your boundaries and appreciate your authenticity. They will understand that your self-worth is not up for negotiation. On the other hand, individuals who benefited from your lack of boundaries may push back. They may try to guilt you, manipulate you, or make you feel as though you're being unreasonable. This resistance is a clear indicator of relationships that were built on imbalance rather than mutual respect. Embracing self-respect also transforms your inner dialogue. Instead of engaging in negative self-talk or constantly seeking approval, you develop a stronger sense of self-acceptance. You start recognizing your worth, independent of external validation. This inner shift allows you to make choices that align with your values, rather than ones driven by fear or obligation. Moreover, self-respect breeds confidence. When you honor your own needs, you project an aura of self-assurance that others can sense. People are naturally drawn to those who carry themselves with confidence and certainty. You become someone who commands respect not through force, but through the quiet strength of knowing your own worth. This newfound confidence opens doors, attracts healthy relationships, and helps you navigate life with greater ease. Ultimately, self-respect is not just about how others treat you. It is about how you treat yourself. It is a lifelong commitment to valuing your own well-being, standing firm in your beliefs, and refusing to diminish yourself for the sake of others. When you cultivate self-respect, you unlock a life of greater authenticity, fulfillment, and inner peace. 5. The pushback, manipulation attempts. Of course, not everyone will accept your transformation gracefully. Change, particularly when it involves personal growth and boundary setting, can be unsettling for those who have benefited from your previous patterns of behavior. When you begin asserting yourself, prioritizing your well-being, and refusing to be manipulated, some individuals will resist your progress. One of the most common tactics used to derail your transformation is guilt. People may try to remind you of past sacrifices they made for you, or emphasize the idea that you owe them loyalty, even when that loyalty comes at the cost of your well-being. They may say things like, "After everything I've done for you, this is how you treat me?" Or, "You used to be such a good friend, but now you're selfish." Guilt is a powerful weapon, and if you're not careful, it can make you second-guess your decision to prioritize yourself. The key to overcoming guilt tripping is to recognize that your self-improvement is not a betrayal. It is a necessary step toward a healthier, more fulfilling life. Another form of pushback comes in the form of social pressure. This can be particularly challenging when it comes from family members or close friends. They may question your decisions in ways that make you feel isolated or like an outsider. Statements like, "You're not fun anymore," or "You think you're better than us now," are designed to make you doubt yourself. But the truth is, personal growth is not about superiority. It's about self-respect. If people in your life cannot support your evolution, then they are revealing their own insecurities and reluctance to change. Emotional manipulation is another common strategy. Some individuals might resort to playing the victim, using tears or exaggerated distress to make you feel responsible for their happiness. They may say things like, "If you really cared about me, you wouldn't act this way," or "You're breaking my heart." Recognizing these statements as manipulation is crucial. While it is natural to empathize with those we care about, it is important to remember that their emotions are their responsibility, not yours. Healthy relationships do not require you to abandon yourself in order to keep someone else comfortable. The most important thing you can do when faced with pushback is to hold your ground. Stay firm in your decisions and remind yourself why you started this journey in the first place. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who encourage your growth instead of hindering it. Over time, those who cannot respect your transformation will either adapt to the new version of you or drift away. Either way, You will be left with circle relationships that genuinely support your well-being. 6. Making room for authentic relationships. When you stop engaging with people who drain your energy, you create space for those who truly value and respect you. It can be difficult to let go of certain relationships, especially those that have been a part of your life for a long time. However, clinging to connections that are one-sided or emotionally exhausting only holds you back from experiencing deeper, more meaningful bonds. Authentic relationships are built on mutual appreciation, not obligation or convenience. They thrive on honesty, trust, and shared values. When you remove toxic or energy-draining individuals from your life, you make room for those who uplift you rather than deplete you. You'll notice that genuine connections feel different. They don't come with a sense of dread, guilt, or exhaustion. Instead, they bring comfort, encouragement, and a feeling of being truly seen and heard. As you grow into your best self, you will naturally attract people who align with your values and aspirations. This process may take time, but it is worth the effort. It might involve stepping outside of your comfort zone, joining new social circles, engaging in activities that bring you joy, and being open to forming new bonds. One of the greatest indicators of a healthy relationship is balance. Both parties should contribute equally to the relationship, offering support, respect, and understanding without any hidden agendas. Moreover, making room for authentic relationships means developing a deeper connection with yourself. When you respect your own boundaries and needs, you set the standard for how others should treat you. By valuing yourself, you attract people who will do the same. There is an incredible sense of peace that comes with knowing you no longer have to settle for surface-level or manipulative relationships. Instead, you surround yourself with individuals who bring joy, inspiration, and a sense of belonging. Ultimately, removing toxic connections is not about isolation. It is about refinement. It is about ensuring that the people in your life contribute to your happiness rather than hinder it. By letting go of those who take advantage of you, you create an environment where true, meaningful relationships can flourish. And in the end, these are the connections that will truly nourish your soul and support you on your journey of growth. 7. The energy shift, reclaiming your power. With fewer emotional burdens weighing you down, you experience a surge of energy. This newfound vitality is not just physical, but also mental and emotional, allowing you to channel your strength toward pursuits that align with your authentic self. As the weight of past grievances, fears, and doubts dissipates, you find yourself standing taller, thinking clearer, and moving with purpose. This energy shift is not a mere coincidence. It is a direct result of shedding toxic emotions and limiting beliefs. When you free yourself from negativity, your mind becomes a fertile ground for positivity, creativity, and inspiration. You begin to realize how much energy was previously wasted on overanalyzing situations, dwelling on past hurts, or engaging in relationships that drain rather than nourish you. Now, with your power reclaimed, you have the ability to focus on what truly matters. You redirect your efforts toward meaningful pursuits, personal goals, self-improvement, and relationships that genuinely uplift you. Perhaps you finally commit to a long-held dream, whether it be starting a business, learning a new skill, or embarking on a creative project. With clarity of mind, you set intentions that are aligned with your core values. You take bold steps toward your aspirations, no longer held back by self-doubt or the opinions of others. In your journey of self-improvement, you cultivate habits that reinforce your energy shift. You may adopt a regular exercise routine that enhances your physical strength and stamina, or embrace mindfulness practices such as meditation and journaling to maintain emotional balance. As you nurture yourself, you discover a deeper sense of self-worth. You no longer seek validation from external sources. Instead, you find fulfillment in your own growth and accomplishments. Your relationships also undergo a transformation. With renewed energy, you attract people who share your values and respect your boundaries. Toxic connections that once drained your spirit lose their grip on you. You surround yourself with individuals who inspire, support, and celebrate your successes. In doing so, you create a positive feedback loop. Your energy uplifts them, and in return, their presence fuels your own growth. As you continue to invest in yourself, you become a source of empowerment for others. Your newfound confidence and resilience serve as an example, encouraging those around you to embark on their own journeys of self-discovery. You share your experiences, offer guidance, and help others reclaim their power, fostering a collective energy shift that extends beyond yourself. This transformation is not a temporary high. It is a fundamental shift in how you engage with the world. By reclaiming your power, you break free from the cycle of emotional exhaustion and step into a life of purpose, passion, and fulfillment. Every day becomes an opportunity to channel your energy into endeavors that bring you joy and meaning. The more you invest in yourself, the more empowered you become, proving that true power has always been within you, waiting to be unleashed. So, what happens when you stop being nice to the wrong people? You discover who truly values you, regain control over your life, and unlock a new level of self-respect and clarity. Remember, being kind is a strength, but being overly nice to the wrong people is a weakness. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment below. Have you ever had to set boundaries with someone who didn't respect you? Let's talk about it. Until next time, take care and stay strong.